Hey, my friend, this is Nestor Nidome from the MakeMoneyFromHomeDad.com, and today I'm going to be talking to you about goal setting and something that actually works for you, okay? Because for many years, I kind of suffered from goal setting, being able to set goals, and I really I couldn't understand why I had such a hard time setting goals, okay? And so because I always I in my mind, and I know this, I know that you know this too, that the importance of setting goals, right? It's very important to set goals, but yet for some reason we keep on procrastinating, we keep on not doing them, or if we do set them, we don't really take the time to really think about what we want and set them, right? And so one day I was just kind of like thinking about why. I was listening to another audio, right? I was listening to another one of those audio books and about goal setting, and they were talking about you got to set your goals, you got to know where you're going, right? Because if you're going like on a vacation or something, you wouldn't just go blindly. You will first know exactly where you will want to go, and also you will basically have a map, right? Well, your goal is where you want to go, and the maps, what's going to take you there. But you ultimately need to know where you want to go. And that's so true, right? That's true. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've heard it tons of times. But here's the way that I started to succeed in goal setting. And I know that it could work for a lot of you guys out there who are having and struggling with setting goals, right? Because, see, when I started to think about it, they usually say, you know what? You got to set such a huge goal that it'll compel you, right? That it excites you just to think about it, that it'll excite you to just think about it, and that it'll make you wake up in the morning, to be there, right? So as I started to think about that, I was just kind of like, you know what? Yeah, it excites me, but yet I don't know, right? Like it excites me, but let me see. Let me move my camera a little bit over here. It's kind of falling. I wasn't even thinking about it. So, but the problem with that I had, and see, you might be able to relate with this, is that the problem with that is that it was these goals that I wanted were so big, and yeah, that excited me, but they were so big that I wouldn't believe I could ever reach them inside my heart. See, in my mind. My mind was thinking, yeah, you can reach this, right? It's possible. Other people have reached it logically, right? See, logically, you think about a goal, you think about what you want, and logically, it makes sense. You could reach it, but you gotta see your heart. Think with your heart for a little bit, and does your heart believe it? And see, my heart wasn't believing that I could reach any of these goals. So when I would set these goals up, it would be like this. It would be like, okay, I will set a 90-day goal, and I would try for it, and I wouldn't hit it. I would set another 90 goal, and I wouldn't give up, right? And I wouldn't hit it. And that kept me like that for a long time. But I wouldn't quit, right? I wouldn't quit. I would set another 90-day goal, and another 90-day goal. But this is the problem. Inside my heart, I wasn't believing that I could reach it. Okay, so how was I able to turn that around? And this is something that I'm going to suggest that you start to do in order for you to start to be able to turn around, okay? So if the belief is the actual struggle or the obstacle that we're going through, right? Where we need to believe inside our hearts that we can reach these goals, then we need to work on our belief, right? And I'm not gonna tell you anything about this, like where you start telling yourself, which are good, right? Like daily sayings, like, oh, I can reach this, I can do this, I forgot what, affirmations, right? Affirmations. I'm not gonna tell you to do that. I mean, you should be doing that, but I'm not gonna tell you to do that. That's not the solution that I'm telling you about. See, what I found to be the solution for me was that I needed results, okay? I needed results, because when I will get any kind of little result, I don't know about you, but when I get a result, even if it's a big result, a medium result, or a little result, I get excited, I get happy. It makes me feel like, wow, man, this is working, I'm moving forward, right? So I started to think about what was it that was working right now that was getting me excited, right? So at the time, I was doing a lot of stuff, and I was like, you know what gets me excited is when I can get a lead, right? When I all of a sudden get one lead in one day, right? Or two leads or something, right? Even though it's really small, I was getting excited, right? I was like, man, oh, yes, I know another potential customer, this and that, blah blah, right? Whatever you are, right? But I will get excited. So so I was like, you know what? And I knew that I could do that, right? So even if you don't right now, you don't know how to get leads, that's okay. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit more right now. It could be traffic, right? Maybe you got a couple of visitors to go to your blog, and one of them comment on it. Whatever it is that you're doing, right? However you're doing your business, and whatever result you're getting or something, that at least you have some sort of believe that it could happen because it already happened, and it kind of happens, right? It might be not on a consistent basis, but it's happening, right? So at that time, this is what I did. I was doing this marketing strategy, and so I knew that I was able to grow my following because of this training that I received, and it was working, right? As I did these activities, my following would increase, right, in this particular social media platform, and because of that, I could see, because I hooked it up to this where you can track who clicks on your links, right? So I was like, oh cool, I mean, people are clicking, right? And I was getting that one or two leads, every other day or something. It was really small at that time. And so what I did, I was like, you know what? And I was listening to this audio right there at that time, and I said, you know what about, because my belief, it's like every time I think about that goal in my heart, I feel like I'm not gonna reach it, right? And that's what happened, right? And I know that you have to change that belief, right? And that would be the simplest way to do it. But the problem is, what about those people like me who were going months after month after month after month, not being able to reach their goals because I wasn't able to change that belief? Okay, so this is how I did it. All right, so what you're gonna do is so what I did was I wrote down per week, right? I said, you know what, let me do these goals per week. I'm gonna forget about the whole yearly, monthly, quarterly. Forget about all that stuff. I know that my main goal is this, right? My big goal that excites me, but I'm gonna forget about that stuff. I'm gonna go weekly. So I'm gonna start on Monday, and I'm gonna go to Friday, right? I know some of the stuff that I can control now because I know that it's working, right? Like my social media, how growth, right? And those couple of leads, So I gotta push myself a little bit more, right? So what I did, I was like, okay, on Monday, this is where I'm starting, right? This is where I'm starting. I'm starting at this particular point, right? And then I will set a goal, right? A realistic goal that I believed I could do, right? I wasn't be like, I have 100 friends and I'm all of a sudden gonna have 1,000 friends in a week. It's not that realistic. It could be depending, but something realistic, right? Like let's say you have 100 friends and you want 200 friends or 300 friends or something like that, right? And in that particular week, and as you hold on, my friends, hold on, this thing kind of fell, and there you go. So and as you keep going, then you can, as your belief starts to grow, you can actually push yourself harder. See, that's the trick. So this is what happens. So what's going on is that you set your goal that week, and then every single day you're looking at it, because you're gonna be putting that at the end of the day, your growth, your results for that day. You're gonna measure it, right? You're gonna say, okay, cool, I got 5 more people to follow me or like me or whatever it is, right? And then and I got 1 lead. Yes, right? Boom, you got it right there. And then the next day you do the same thing, and the next day you do the same thing. So you're gonna be seeing a little growth throughout the week, and then you compare it to what you set your goal, right? At the end of the week, you said, did I hit my goal or didn't I? See, if you didn't hit the goal, it's okay, because at least there's a growth. See, before you don't measure those little wins, right? You're not celebrating your little wins, and it's very important to celebrate your little wins, right? So if you didn't reach it, it doesn't matter because you still want something, right? And if you did reach it, then hey, congratulations, you hit that goal. Right now your belief system, even if you did or didn't reach exactly what you wanted, that growth is gonna spark a little bit of the belief inside you, right? So what's gonna happen is, imagine that, I remember this one time when I was into camping stuff, right? Survivalist, right? This is back in the 2012, right? When December 12th, 2012 was gonna come up, right? That whole year I was preparing myself. I was one of those guys, man. I was one of those guys, and so I still love it, man. I knew I wasn't gonna finish. The world wasn't gonna finish, but I was like, you know what? If it doesn't, this is fun. So I was preparing myself, and I remember that I bought this little spark thing, right? That you can do with your knife to be able to turn on the fire. And so when I tried it, I was like, and it turned on a little spark, right? And it kind of taught you how to do it. So what I did is, like, I got a little a little lint, little stuff that to be able to turn it on. And I remember I was like going like this until, like, all of a sudden, like, the spark, it turned into a little fire, and I started blowing it. Blowing, and it started to, like, kind of a little flyer. So I passed it into, like, a little, like a little brush, and that little brush started to, like, catch on fire. And I put it under, like, a little bigger twigs, and then all those twigs started to catch fire, right? And then those twigs, I put them under bigger logs. All of a sudden, I had a big old, like, kind of like big fire going on right there. It's actually in my backyard, right? But it was so exciting. It was so exciting to be able to start fire without the need of matches or anything. I mean, I had a tool, right? I was doing the spark, but it was so exciting to be able to see that from that little spark, I was able to grow into a big fire, right? And this is exactly what you're gonna be doing with your little goals, right? Each week is like a little spark that you're doing, right? And that little spark is gonna turn on a little fire inside, right? And, like, that little lint, right, that it's starting to do. So you gotta blow on it, and every week you gotta blow on it, right? Until it's all of a sudden now you can transfer it into twigs, and those twigs are gonna catch fire, and you start to believe, and week after week goes by, and you don't care about the months, you don't care about the years, and all of a sudden, when you notice you have these twigs that are on fire, and now you can start to light up these bigger logs, right? You start to be able to light up these bigger logs, and that turns into a big fire all of a sudden. And then all of a sudden you are there where you reached a big goal. All of a sudden you reached a big enough goal where now you can use that as the experience and as your belief to reach even bigger goals. See, that's how I did it, and that's how you can do it. If you are having trouble setting these big goals, then you gotta start that little fire. My daughter's back here, she's starting to cry. She probably heard me because I was talking too much, she was asleep. Think about that, start it up with that little spark, and that spark is gonna turn into fire soon. Start with little, and then move up. Move your belief inside your heart. Start with a little belief. Celebrate those little wins that you're getting every week. Measure them every single day. Measure, and then at the week, add them all up and see where you're at, right? And then what you do is, because now that you have believed that it works, next week you can push yourself a little harder, right? And all of a sudden, like the fire, it grows, and you push yourself a little harder, and that fire grows until your soul, your heart is so full of passion and fire that you can light up any bonfire. And all of a sudden your team is surrounded by a bonfire, just like at the beach, right? Imagine yourself at the beach with hundreds of people surrounding, dancing in celebration around this bonfire, and those hundreds of people are your team that you grew from this little spark. From this little spark that one day you decided to do, and you believed in that little tiny spark, and it grew into a bonfire. I hope this video helped you create, kind of believe in yourself and be able to start setting goals. I hope you do. If you do, drop me a comment, like this video, share it with your friends, right? But with that, my friend, that's what you gotta do. And if you want to know a little bit more about, like where I come up with a lot of the stuff now is I want you to download my top 8 success principles, okay, that I've been using to be able to explore my business, and you can use to do the same in your, no matter what business you're in. So go ahead and click on the link at the bottom of this video. It's going to be a link right there where you can download my top 8 success principles for you, okay? Thanks so much for coming all the way to the end of this video. I hope you were inspired. I hope you loved it. With that, my friend, this is Nestor Dome from the MakeMoneyFromHomeThat.com, and I'll catch you on the next video. Okay, bye, my friend.